Hi everybody, and welcome to part 2 of our 100 games of all time. We are at 90 through 81. If you want to see our 100 through 91, go click this card right here. It's going to be at the top. I don't know if it's on the left or right, but it will be on a card. So you can click that to go to that one. And stay tuned. Subscribe if you're new. Ring the bell. Let us know in the comments what your number 90 through 81 is. And I would love to read those. So that would be good. But without further ado, my name is Michael.
I'm Janela.
And we are gaming up with the Joneses. So, started us off, Janela.
Okay, so at my number 90, I have Zombicide.
Wow.
I know, I thought that would surprise you. This game is one of the top favorites at our local board game store. We've only played it a couple times, but I don't know, each time we played it, it hasn't been like a super great hit for us. The last time I played it, we accomplished the mission, and it took us a couple of rounds to do it. But once we finally beat it, it did kind of feel nice to finally like beat the round. And I think that's why they like it so much. Is once you beat it, then it's just like, oh, like you just feel so awesome because you beat the level. But honestly, not super big into zombies, and that might be another reason why they like it a lot. Is they might be big into zombies. So,
I like the theme. I just don't like the game. It is not in my top 100 at all. It's very low, actually, for me. I don't even know where it is. Yeah, it's not even in my top one. Oh, it's 151.
Oh, dang.
Not even in my top 50. I have 211 games, by the way, that I rated, so that's pretty low. But the reason why I don't like it, I actually don't know why I don't like it so much. It might be just the way we play it there.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a game, it's a cooperative game where one person can tell everybody what to do, which I think I end up doing usually when we play those type of games.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of telling people what to do, I'm like, oh, maybe you should do this. And then they're like, oh yeah. So it feels like I'm playing the game by myself and then still getting wrecked by the luck. It's too lucky, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
The die rolls, like...
And then the cards.
Yeah.
Depending on what, yeah.
I think it's too lucky. I think that's why I hate it. Because you can have like a really strong weapon and roll like... crappy dice and still die, and you're like, well, I expected to kill this guy with this big chainsaw, but now he hit me and now I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah,
I might get hate for the comments for that game because it is pretty popular.
Yeah, and there's a huge variety of different like scenarios that you can set up, and so there's that too. But yeah, that is my number 90, Zombicide.
My number 90 is brand new to my list. And it is Seven Wonders Architects. We played this for the first time 1 or 2 weeks ago. And it's like a streamlined version of Seven Wonders. And yeah, on your turn, you either grab a card from your right, your left, or from the deck. The right and left cards are face up, and only the people on the right or left of those cards can grab it. So if there's like more than... Well, there has to be 3 players to play it. Yeah. So the person across from you won't be able to grab their card. Mm-hmm. I kind of like this game. It was fast. And I don't know what to say. I really want to try the actual Seven Wonders because we have Seven Wonders Duel. And we'll talk about that one later for sure. Yep. So my number 90, Seven Wonders Architects.
At my number 89, I have Galaxy Trucker. Do you remember this game?
Kind of.
This is another game that we don't own, but we played again at the board game store on one of the Saturday night games. This is a game that actually my younger brother and sister actually came and played with us too. And you have like you have your board, a bunch of tiles in the center, and you're trying to build like your spaceship, and you're trying to make sure that you're building it to where you have the best one. So when you're like going out into space, when you get hit by stuff, you're not falling apart completely. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was pretty interesting because you have like a timer while you're trying to build your spaceship. So it's not like you can't meticulously like plan out exactly how you're going to build your spaceship. You're just kind of like, oh gosh, okay, this one and then this one, and hopefully that works out for everybody. But
no analysis paralysis.
Yeah. But yeah, I enjoyed this game. What did you think about this game? Is it even in your
It barely missed my top 100 at 101.
Oh my goodness, serious.
Yeah, I think it could go up possibly if we played again. It was new this year and we only played once.
Yeah, we only played that once.
And I think it has a lot of randomness, but it's more of it's not as much trying to win the game as the trying to be fun, trying to make the fun out of it, I think, because it is too random to win. Because, like, you could set up everything to, like, shoot stuff forward and stuff comes up and hits you from behind. So it's, like, really random, but
yeah,
kind of fun.
I think it's at this spot just because, like I said, it was a game that both my younger brother and sister enjoyed. And so it was just a cool way to kind of interact with them, too.
If they both liked it, we could probably get that one. Because it's a smaller, cheaper game, I think.
Yeah. So that's my number 89, Galaxy Trucker.
My number 89 is brand new to the list, and we've had it for a month, and it is Las Vegas Royale.
Oh.
Yeah, and we've only played it one time, and we've only played the base version, so really we've only played Las Vegas. We haven't played the Royale part yet, which supposedly makes the game way better, so we need to try that. It could possibly go up if that's the case, but Janela creamed us at that game because she wins games for the first time for some reason usually. But yeah, on that game you're rolling dice and then you have to choose one specific number. So if you roll like ones and a 6, you got to pick either the 6 or the few ones. You grab all of one number and then you put it on one of those 6 spaces that the number shows, and whoever gets the most dice there gets to steal the money. But if there's a tie, both people bust, and the third place person can steal it, which is crazy. So it's definitely a luck game, but it's a fun one because it's kind of like a gambling luck game where you can kind of attack each other by being like, no, I'm going to go for the same one, and then accidentally roll the same amount and never get any more, and both of you don't get any money. So it's not a bad game. I think it's pretty fun. I think what hurts me on it a little bit is I overhyped it before we played it because I kept watching videos on it. I'm like, oh, this looks really good. And so I think I was a little bit underwhelmed. And so I think that kind of hurt it, but it still made my top 100. My number 89, Las Vegas Royale.
At my number 88, I have Ultimate Werewolf.
I did not think you'd have it higher than me.
Really? Interesting. Yeah, so like he said in the last video,
chocolate milk.
Like you said in the last video, this game is a pretty big like social deduction game, but it does have pretty early player elimination. So it's super fun if you're like start off in the game and you end the game still being in it.
Oh yeah.
But if you get taken out pretty early, then you're just kind of sitting there waiting for the game to end, and it can be kind of fun to like watch it play out, but it also depends on the group that you're with.
Oh, 100%.
So yeah. Any other comments, concerns?
I don't think so. If you want to know what I think about it, click go back to the other video.
Yes.
That we made right before this one.
So that is my number 88, Ultimate Werewolf.
My number 88 was number 21 last year, so it has dropped 67 spots.
Oh my goodness.
It is a game that I have not played in over a year, but we did play the other version of it that was on my list earlier, and this is Disney Villainous. Janela has not played this game yet, and it works the same way as Star Wars Villainous. You have a pawn, you pick one villain. I like to pick Yzma from The Emperor's New Groove because I like to try to kill Cusco with Kronk because that's pretty fun. And then I like to play as Scar, and you gotta kill Simba or something. I can't remember that one. So yeah, you get to be the bad guy in that game. The problem is those are the only two I care about. So if somebody picks them, then and they require the expansions. Both of those aren't in the base game. Which the expansion you can play without the base game, but you only get 3 characters in each expansion, so it's like I don't really want to buy it to get one character that I like and not care about the other one. I think if you like Disney, you'll like it more. I think that's what hurts it is I don't know some of the old school stuff, like there's some rat dude, and yeah, that is my number 88, Disney Villainous.
At my number 87, I have 16 Samurai.
Wow.
Is that even in your list?
No.
This is a card game that you will play out in the middle of the board.
You play all the samurai down depending on how many players you will have. If you play 4 players, you put all 64 on. But if you take 16 out for each like player that you're missing, and then you just take turns grabbing one, drafting them. They're all face up until you have 16. Everybody else has 16.
And then you're like fighting them against each other.
And you have 8 dice, but you only you use them depending on how strong the samurai is you play.
I think the last few times that I've played this, I didn't do very good at it, so I got taken out pretty fast. So that's kind of why it's on my lower end of the list. But otherwise, it was pretty fun. I think if it didn't do so bad, might have gone up a little bit more. I haven't played this game in a while as well, so I'll have to try it again sometime soon.
That's so weird it's on her list because I think I like it more than her. It was my number 116. It was 52 last year, so it's dropped a lot.
Oh,
but we haven't played it in a year, I don't think.
Yeah.
It is too random. And then the weird thing about it, nobody knows who the designer is. I was looking online and I'm like, nobody knows who the designer is. Somebody just published it and it's out.
Yeah. I think, like what you said, though, I think that's kind of what hurts the game, too, is it's just random. Like, picking the cards, you do get to choose, but depending on the strength of the character, with the amount of dice that you're rolling, it's dice rolling, so you could have, like he said with the other games, a pretty strong character. You do a dice roll of, like, 5 or whatever, and you barely lose, like, compared to somebody else that only rolled 3 dice. Like, it's just... I think that's kind of why I hated that game, because I had some pretty strong characters that got taken out by like a 2 or a 3 power people, and I was like, serious? So, yeah. That's
true. That could happen. And it's funny that I kind of like that game because I hate Zombicide and it's just like it that way.
Yeah. So,
that's interesting though.
Yeah. My number 87, 16 Samurai.
My number 87, I am surprised that it's not on my list. It should have been on my list last year, but apparently it wasn't because I haven't played it in over a year. So I know it would have been on my list last year, so I must have forgot it last year too. And it is a game that I played one time on Tabletop Simulator. It is Dale of Merchants, which is a cheap little... It's just a card game, a deck-building card game. And you pick... Everybody gets to pick one, like, group of cards that are based off some type of animal. Like, I picked the lizards or something. I can't remember. Something like that. And I think it's pretty cheap. It's like $20. So it's one that I would like to get, but I don't think it's in print. Or if it is, it's never at anybody's stores or anything. I did see that we could have bought it online once, but... Yeah, it's a nice little deck building game that's simple. You're trying to fill your stalls or something. And the thing that sucks is the cards that you fill your stalls with, you trash them out of the game. And so you have to do it with your good cards. So then you got a catch-up mechanism where the other players can start catching up because you got rid of your good cards and now you have to go buy more good cards. So it's kind of like do I want to wait till later in the game and then just keep using all my stalls, or do I want to keep slowly doing it to scare everybody else? And you have a little bit of choice, so it's kind of interesting. That is my 87 Dale of Merchants.
At number 86, I have Endless Winters Paleo Americans. Did this one make yours?
I'm sure it did.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see.
We will see. Okay, so this game, we've only played it a couple times, and did I win both times or just once?
I think you won both times. I am very surprised it's that low. I thought you liked that game.
Really? I do like it. That's why it's on my list.
Yeah, but it's low. I thought it would be like around top 50 at least.
I think another reason why it's on the lower end, though, it's been a while since we played it, and there's been a ton of games that we've played recently that I've enjoyed, so it's made it to the top of my list. Yeah. But yeah, this game...
I don't think there's any special abilities, because everybody gets the same decks.
Yeah.
Oh, no, there is a special ability.
There is.
But it's thrown... It has nothing to do with the characters, I don't think. It's just the deck of cards. I think. I can't quite remember. Oh, man. Maybe it is. But it's like a small ability, like... This guy's tribe is better at hunting, and so you go to that spot more often or something. But
Yeah, the game you have like a board where you pick different areas to go, and a different board where you're like building like almost like settlements, I guess you could say. And I think that's kind of
monuments. No,
Is that what they're
not.
called?
What is it called? It starts with an M. Modular mod. Standing up thingies, rocks. Gosh dang it! I'll think of it halfway through and I'll scream it out in the video.
Anyway.
Something with the M.
You're building those
Monorails, monular. I don't know what the word is. Okay, monolith. That's the word, monolith. I told you I'd scream at it later, and just about 10 seconds later. Monolith. It's monoliths. That's what it's called. It's just rock statue things that you can stack on each other.
That's not what I was talking about. But yes, that's part of it too. You have a board and you can stack.
Oh, I thought that's what you were talking about.
No, there's that board too. And then there's another board where you're like building. Is it like tents type stuff?
Yeah, you're building villages or something.
And depending on where you put your villages, you get some like extra bonuses at the end of each round. So I think that's kind of where the game helped me a lot, because I started off with that like right off the bat, and you didn't until almost halfway. So
and
I got all these bonuses
over and over and over.
So I was able to get a bunch of bonuses. Although I know I messed up on building it because I built them too close, and you don't get like double the bonus if you have both of your stuff right next to each other. But
it does make it stronger so other people can't take it.
Yeah, it does do that.
But that game has worker placement, deck building. It's like a bunch of mechanisms in a box. Yeah, it's a table hog too. Like, it would take up this whole table. Because you have a big board here, a big board here. You got 2 tracks here. You got your worker placement stuff.
And then your own little
and then,
board.
Yeah, your own board and your deck of cards and where you play them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So that is my number 86, Endless Winter Paleo Americans.
My number 86 is new to my list, and we played it one time at the board game store together, and it is Tiny Towns. And this is a game, it kind of reminds me of Catan, because like even if it's not your turn, you still get resources, but instead of a die roller or something, whoever's turn it is, they just name a resource, and then everybody has to grab it and put it on their board. So like if you want to mess up other people and you know they don't want glass, you could be like, oh, I have somewhere I could put glass, now you have to put it somewhere. So it's kind of interesting. Did I win this game or did you? I don't remember who won.
I think you did.
I think I did pretty good at this one. I liked it. It was kind of fun, but it wasn't. I think I overhyped this one up too, so it should have probably ended up higher up. This is probably a fair spot for it, but it's not an amazing game, but it is a fun game. You have different buildings that you build with those resources, and they're different every game. There's like 4 of each, I think. So you just randomly pick one for that building, that building, that building. There's like 6 buildings in the game each time you play it or something. So yeah, you play it. I don't know. Anyway, that is my number 86, Tiny Towns.
At my number 85, I have Mondrian, The Color in Motion. Do you remember this game?
Yeah.
So this is another game that we don't own, but we have played it at our board game store, I think just a couple of times. So you start off with like a tile in the center, and each turn you have your own little set of tiles each person does. And you're trying to add the tile matching the same color that's on the board in the middle. So you'll add it, and then you also will put a token if you can.
If you overlapped it.
Yeah, you're trying to overlap it. And it's also, is it like checkers? Is that what the game is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
after you put a token, you can jump somehow.
You can jump like other players' like little tokens that they put on the board, jumping it like checkers to try to get those tokens, and that's how you score at the end of the game. So whoever has the most of those tokens scores. Yeah, it's pretty fast, easy game. I enjoyed it. So yeah, that is my number 85, Mondrian, Color in Motion.
I wonder if I underrate this game a little bit. It's super underrated. Nobody even knows it exists. But it did not make my list. It was 120.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. My number 85 is Century Golem Edition. I've also played Century Spice Road. They're the same game, basically, but the Golem one looks better. So I picked that one. And it is brand new to my list. This year I've played it one time. I played the Golem one once, and I played Spice Road once. And this game really reminds you a lot of like Splendor type of a game like that. And a lot of people like it better, but I think I like Splendor better, which is crazy. So it's kind of like Splendor in a way, but on your it's actually got deck building too, because instead of getting chips like Splendor, you can grab cards. So on your turn, you can either buy a card or grab a card. The first one's free, and then for every card after that, you have to put a resource down if you have a resource, and you get them in cubes. And there's 4 different colors depending on what version you're playing. I think they're different. You start with a card. You start with 2 cards. One upgrade card that upgrades 2 colors into the next step because they're ranked. Like I don't know. I remember Spice Road better because it's the last one I played. You start with yellow, and then it goes up to red, and then green, and then brown, I think. And so brown is like the highest, the better one, and they all represent spices. Like yellow is turmeric, and I can't remember what else. But you get 1 card with the lower colors, so yellow in the case of Spice Road, and I think it allows you to grab two yellows. And then the other card is 2 upgrades, so you can either upgrade the same one twice or once and play it down. So on your turn, you can either play a card and do what it says, go out on the resources, or you can just buy the next card. Or if you've played like a bunch of cards and you want them back, you can take the turn to grab it. And then there's one fourth action is to buy how you score points. There's point tokens if you have the resources to buy it, or point cards. And if you have the resources to buy it, you can get it. And it also moves through a track. And so the one closest to the end is worth 3 extra bonus points, and the next one's worth 1 extra bonus point. So sometimes you like can already buy the one down the track, but you're like, ooh, I want to wait. I want to wait till it gets those 3 juicy bonus points. So it's a fun game. It's pretty quick, but for some reason I think I like Splendor more, which is like insane because everybody said this is the Splendor killer. And the only reason why Splendor would be higher is because of the expansion, I think. But that is my number 85 Century Spice Road or Golem Edition. They're the same game. Century.
This is our very first crossover.
Let me see if I can guess it. Oh man, that's hard. Tiny Towns?
Nope.
Dang.
Alright. My number 84 is Star Wars Villainous.
Oh, wow.
Power of the Dark Side.
I thought that would be way higher on your list.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I think, again, we've only played it once, and I did enjoy it. We still need to play it again. Somewhere.
It also overstayed its welcome, too. Like, it said on the box 30 to 45 minutes. It took us like almost 2 hours because we just kept going around and around.
Because it was just us two. I wonder if it would be better if it was more players.
Probably.
Because we just like kept canceling each other out because I would be closer to winning, and so I was playing as Kylo Ren. He was playing as Luke. No, Darth Vader.
Darth Vader. Luke was my enemy. I was trying to kill him as Palpatine, but I could never get Palpatine on the board.
So my goal as Kylo Ren was to have, I had these tokens on this little board, and I had to take all those tokens from the middle and bring them to the dark side.
Yeah, to fully commit.
To fully commit to the dark side. But he played Princess Leia on me like twice, and then what's her name?
I think Princess Leia takes all of them and puts them back
puts
to the light
all
side.
of them to the light side, and then who was the girl?
His dad.
No, the girl.
Oh, Rey?
Rey.
Maybe she's the one that did it. One of them did that.
Well, Princess Leia did that, and then Rey
allowed me to play a card that was on the discard. Is that what she did?
What did she do?
I don't
know. Whatever power she did, you did it twice, and I was upset. So yeah, it was pretty fun, and I did enjoy the theme of it, like Princess Leia. Like as I was playing with Kylo Ren, like it makes sense, right, to have Princess Leia make him. Bring him back to the light side because conflict, his mom, it's just like the theme. If you know Star Wars, it makes it pretty cool when you play the cards. So, and then like we said earlier, for him, every time he would have Palpatine, I would make him discard his hand, and
then I have to go through my entire deck to get it back, which took like 5 rounds.
And then he had to, on his board, he had to flip Luke to the dark side. So he would like start on the good side, and then he would flip it to the dark side, and then he'd be closer to doing it. And then I had a lot of cards that
flip him back.
That would kept flipping him back. So, yeah. That is my number 84, Star Wars Villainous, Power of the Dark Side.
My number 84 was number 38 last year, so it has dropped 46 spots. And this is probably going to surprise a lot of people because I don't know if anybody's really heard of this game because I've never heard anybody talk about it. But it was one of our first games that we bought, and it is called Top Promoter. And I don't know why I like this game. It's kind of fun for some reason. But you are trying to be the best promoter for your boxing ring or whatever. During the game, depending on how many players you'll have different locations. And then everybody on their turn will be able to play one boxer to each location. But once there's a lightweight here, the only other person that can go there is another lightweight. And so I don't know. You might be able to make money for not winning, or you can play failed drug test and then you automatically win and you play it on the opposite person or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't know, it's kind of a fun game. Whoever gets the most money after 3 rounds or something wins. But quick little easy game.
Yeah.
It's right behind us.
Yep, it is.
But yeah, that is my number 84 Top Promoter.
At number 83, I think this one's gonna surprise you. I have Love Letter.
That's too low.
I think for me, what made this game be super low is just the group we were playing with. I was kind of distracted. Yeah.
Yeah, you were too busy trying to talk while we were trying to play. And you won. You won the game too, because she's only played it once.
Yep. But yeah, you deal cards out to every player, and you have 2 cards. You'll play 1 card. You're getting rid of a card, and then depending on what card you play, there's different things that it says on the card that you can do, and then you'll draw another card. But at the end of each round, you're trying to have the highest number card.
If you survive.
Yeah. Because there's cards that can take players out. But I think that's kind of why I was disinterested at first, is literally right off the bat. It was you.
Did I take you out?
You took me out literally on the first.
Well, it was just a guess. If you use the guard, you're just guessing.
You guessed my person, or no, it wasn't even a guess. You played the card that said if your thing was higher than mine.
Oh, I played the Baron.
And so then yours was higher, and then I was out. So then I was like, whatever. So then that's when I started talking.
Well, I probably had the princess or something and had to play it.
So, yeah. But yeah, like you said, the second round,
You came back and won. She went from last place with no points and then won the next 3 rounds in a row or something.
I think it was just a 2. It was just 2 because you won the first round.
You got the bonus point each time?
Amanda won the second round, but then the third round I got 2 points because Carrie didn't want you or Amanda to win, and so then she made me win, which gave me 2 tokens, and then I somehow I won by getting 1 token by taking Carrie out when she had the princess. I think I made her discard it, and you can't discard it. So, yeah, definitely need to give it another chance.
It's criminal to have it that low. It's gonna be way higher on my list.
My number 83, Love Letter.
My number 83 is new to my list, and it is a brand new game this year, I think. I think it just came out this year. It's in print, so you can buy it. Star Wars, the deck building game. And maybe that's too low for some people, because the people that like this game love it. I only played it 1 time, but maybe it was the person that taught me it. It wasn't a bad teach. They taught it pretty well. They taught it too well, because I creamed them. But I don't know. Maybe I'll like it more if I played it more. But you pick, or I think you get a random one first. You get a random planet that your base is on or whatever. And whoever destroys 4 planets, bases or whatever first wins the game. And you got crappy people that you can either play as money to buy cards, or you can use them as their power. There's three different things they do. Oh yeah, that's what it is. They either do money, they either attack stuff, or attack the cards themselves. So they can attack the cards or they can attack the player depending on what it is. And then, but the weird thing about it is, so it's Star Wars themed. If you're the dark side, you can only buy either neutral cards, which are like bounty hunters and stuff that anybody can pick, or the dark side stuff like Darth Vader can only go to you. So the other player can actually attack Darth Vader before you even have it in your hand. You take him out before you get him because he's really strong. I got Darth Vader. I was the dark side, so I ended up winning the game. But I also won because you also get vehicles that have to get attacked before they attack your planet. And so I had like 7 vehicles out at once. That was like way more health than my planet itself, which was crazy. But yeah, that's my number. What number are we? 83. Star Wars: The Deck Building Game.
At my number 82, I have Small World.
Interesting.
I'm trying to think. You've explained this. It's been a while since we played this game too. I'm trying to think. Oh, okay. So you start off with a specific character. There's a bunch of different characters.
It's area control, the game with weird abilities. So like you'll get to grab goblins, and then they'll have like one ability like flying or giant or something.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yep.
We actually have it. And I have an unboxing that I'm going to do on it, but we haven't unboxed it yet. So if you want to see that, make sure you click subscribe and like and all that good stuff.
We just recently bought this game at the store, and we, like you said, have yet to unbox it. So watch out for that video. That is my number 82, Small World. My
number 82 was number 45 last year. I haven't played it, so that's why it dropped. And we haven't bought it because I think it's overpriced, because I think it's imported like from a European country, which makes it cost more than the Chinese production stuff.
Have I played this game?
No.
Oh.
I played it one time on Tabletop Simulator. Okay. It is Food Chain Magnet.
Oh, okay.
What did I say it dropped to? It was 45 last year. This year it's 82. So it's dropped a lot. The idea of it's awesome, but I can't quite remember it too much because I did play it once and then I won, but it wasn't even close. So I don't think we were playing correctly either. So that kind of hurts it a little bit. But the idea of it's awesome because like you have you as the CEO, and then you hire people, like you can hire 3 people under that. But if you hire a manager, you can hire people under the manager, and you can keep going down. And you make like a whole list of people. You can hire like 1 person a turn unless you get other people that hire people. So yeah, that's cool. And then you get waiters and stuff that give you tips.
I was gonna say, since it's called Food Chain, do you have food?
And you're trying to sell your food, I guess. And it's kind of weird the way it works. Because, you could place billboards to try to get people to want it. But the thing is, if you place a billboard for a hamburger, some other company can make the hamburger and they'll go to them to eat it, even though you put the billboard. So it's almost like I don't know, McDonald's saying, "Hey, come eat our Big Mac," and then Carl's Jr. gets the customer something. So it's kind of interesting, but I think the game is fun. I think it's fun. I just need to play it again. I heard that it's hard for your first time if you're playing against people that are good at it. They're gonna whoop you, and it's not even close from what I heard. And then on top of that, it is a longer game. It takes like 2 hours or more, I think. And I think there's a short version. I think that's what we played because I don't think it took that long. So there must be a short version and then a long version. But that is my number 82, Food Chain Magnet.
At my number 81, I have Micro Macro Crime City. This is an interesting game. When I first saw it, like the board itself is, I feel like, super cheap. Like it could have been a little bit better.
It's a piece of paper.
It's literally a piece of paper. But it's like Where's Waldo type of game, but crime. So you have a bunch of different types of levels of missions that you could pick from, depending on the difficulty that you want to play. So you pick a difficulty, and you read the clues, and that they're giving you clues where you're trying to find the suspect, or just clues that will lead you to finding the person. So yeah, it gives you a clue, and it's black and white, so that makes it much more harder.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at the board, you find where you need to go, and then you look at the next clue, and you're just like following based on what the clue is. So I've enjoyed it. We don't own it. We've only played it at the board game store.
It's fun to play, but I don't really like it because it doesn't feel like a game. It's like an activity. It won the Spiel in 2021, I think. It did not make my list. It's 143 on my list. So yeah, it didn't quite make it.
Yeah, that is my number 81, Micro Macro Crime City.
My number 81 is a game that was a letdown for me. I probably would have expected it to be way higher.
Really?
This is a Stonemeyer game that we played for the first time, so it's new to my list. And it is Libertalia Winds of Galecrest.
Oh,
I was
dang.
really hoping for this one. This is like the most hyped I've ever been for a board game because I was waiting for it to come out. It wasn't as good as I thought it would be. I mean, it's not bad.
No.
It's still in my top 100, but I expected it to be like an 8 or 9 out of 10. I think I gave it a 6 or 7, so it's a little lower than I would like it, but it's an interesting game. It's a card game with like no luck because everybody has the exact same cards, and so it's just when you choose to play them, everybody plays one pirate, and then you put them in the order, and you do the day activities from lowest number to highest number, and then the night activities from the highest number to lower number, and then you grab like a resource if you can do that. Or that is the night activity. But the daytime stuff could kill people off before they even get to that point or something, so it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, the game's pretty easy. You got like a reputation you got to worry about because it, depending on where that's at, you can, if you play the same number, will break ties.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the game, it's whoever made the most money, I think, wins. Because you get points based on mostly those tiles you grab at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that is my number 81, Libertalia, Winds of Galecrest. That is the last one for today video. So make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you missed out on 100 through 91, go take a look at that. And stay tuned for tomorrow's video. It will be 80 to 71. And I am looking forward to making that one. So we will do that right now.
But it will be the next day for you guys.
Yep.
All right. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.